wait. Come on.
Hey, mister, you hurt? What, you get thrown or something? Look, I better get you into town. Right now, don't move. You just lie still. I'll bring my horse over closer. Hey, Jeff Bowden.
He'd been disturbing the class by talking all morning. So finally I said to him, all right, Ollie, stand up.
Morning, Mother.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I gather you're talking about Ollie Jameson.
Who else?
From what I gather, I hear he could give a honey bear lessons in mischief.
Yes, he could. Anyway, I warned him about talking at least a half a dozen times. And finally I said, Ollie, suppose you'd had to take Mrs. Devon's place. Suppose you were the substitute teacher. What would you do? You know what he said? He said, I'd send me home. Jarrod, that's supposed to be funny.
Oh, never mind, darling. This is one of Jarrod's I've got so much on my mind mornings.
Well, as a matter of fact, I do.
Meaning Jeff Bowden.
Jarrod, that's over. You should forget it.
It's not easy to forget the deputy taking him off to prison last night. I'll try and keep him there the rest of his life.
He killed a man. He could have been hanged.
With any other attorney, he would have been. I think you did very well by him, Jarrod.
The operation was successful, but the patient died.
Oh. Jarrod, there was an eyewitness.
I don't believe that eyewitness. I think he was carried away like everybody else.
Good morning.
Uh-oh.
It's just a very long card game. I'll just have coffee, thank you. Those quit claim papers have to be signed today?
Uh-huh. I have to record them in the morning. Come in early, will you, Nick? I want to get started with the Bowden appeal.
You still harping on that?
He's still on that.
And still blaming himself?
Well, it's all pretty cut and dried to me. Bowden was tried by judge and jury, the whole pot of beans. Could I have some more coffee, please?
It was trial by hysteria, Nick. Nobody in this town could forget that the man who was murdered was a priest. Pure emotional bias, and I should have been able to cut through it. You ready, Audra?
Ready.
So you're going to throw the whole trial right out the window, huh? You're the one that always says, put your trust in the law.
Bowden put his trust in me, Nick.
Jarrod?
What?
Nothing.
You know something? I think that Ollie Jameson is a pretty lucky kid.
Oh? Why?
Well, he has about the sweetest and the prettiest teacher in all of California.
Thank you.
You know, when I was a kid, we once took a vote on who the prettiest teacher was. And you know who won?
Who?
Nobody.
I don't believe that.
Well, you should.
You know, I'm pretty lucky, too,
Why is that?
because I have a brother like you.
Well, now, what brought that up?
Oh, the way you fought for Jeff Bowden, the way you're still fighting.
What's this? I thought you were on the other side.
I can't believe that he's innocent, Jarrod. But it makes me proud that you care, that you're so worried.
Angry might be a better word, Audra. What I consider a monumental mistake.
But Mr. Becker saw him run from the church.
Mr. Becker thought he saw him run because he wanted to see him run.
Why?
Maybe to make himself more important. Who knows?
Enough to send a man to prison?
It wouldn't be the first time it's happened. Giddy up. Whoa. Here you are, Audra, and I hope you have a nice day with Ollie Jameson.
Aren't you going to your office?
Just as soon as I finish here.
Oh. Well, I'll pick you up after school.
All right.
Oh, Mr. Barkley, come in.
Mrs. Haley,
Oh, Mrs. Bowden will sure be pleased to see you.
how is she?
Well, she ain't been too happy. I mean, being left alone like this and the baby more than a week late already.
Yes,
Oh,
well, may I...
it don't mean nothing being late. I brung lots of them to the world like that. Except it's her first, and she's naturally scared. Oh, you remember my first, my little John? Well, he's a big boy now.
Yes, Mrs.
And
Haley,
after
may
I gave
see
birth
her
to
now,
him...
please?
Oh, you want to see Mrs. Bowden? Here I go chatting away about myself again. Mrs. Bowden, you got yourself some company.
Good morning.
Oh, is this something new?
Not yet, I'm afraid. Don't you worry, that appeal will be granted. I just stopped by to see if there's something you might need.
No, I'll be all right.
I'm sure you will. Especially when you have that boy.
I think it's going to be a boy.
Well, it has to be a boy. Jeff can't hunt and fish with a girl, can he?
You know, it's funny, Mr. Barkley. Jeff never went to school. He can't read. And here I am trying to write him a letter. It sounds like it was a stranger. I can't seem to write what I feel in a letter. And what's worse, somebody in the prison will have to read it to him. What will it sound like then?
I'm sure he'll understand.
I want to thank you, Mr. Barkley. I didn't get a chance to after the trial. There was so much confusion.
You don't have to thank me. Not yet, anyway.
You tried. You tried your best. And we're grateful. We're grateful you even took the case.
Why wouldn't I take the case?
Well, Jeff was only a handyman. There's no money to pay a lawyer like you.
I believe that your husband is innocent. If I can prove that, that's payment enough, believe me.
If it's a boy, would you like to be godfather?
Mrs. Bowden, I would be honored. Well, I better get on to the office. I'll try and look in again tomorrow. But please, don't get up.
Oh, it will do me good. You get tired of sitting and waiting.
I'm looking for Jeff. Is he here?
What happened?
He got away from the marshal, and this morning up on the North Road, he jumped Walt Tenner, grabbed his horse and gun. Walt followed his tracks for a ways. He said they headed straight for town. Sorry, Mrs. Bowden. We'll have to search the house. Alec. Marty?
Yes, sir.
this make it worse for Jeff?
It may. I only hope they can pick him up before he does something more foolish.
Jarrod, I may have to deputize you.
No thanks, Fred.
Oh, wait a minute. You're his lawyer. He might listen to you.
Not if I'm wearing a badge and hunting him down with the rest of you.
Suit yourself.
Had a sign of him, Fred? Nothing.
I had to check, Mrs. Bowden.
Mrs. Haley, if Jeff does come here, you let me know right away, understand? Now, the most important thing is that you keep him here, talk to him, make him understand that he's only hurting himself. And we've got to stop him from making things worse.
Mr. Barkley, help him.
I will if he gives me the chance.
You all right? Oh. Well, and about time. Come along now. Let's get you to bed. Easy now. Easy, easy. That's right. Just a minute. Oh. All right, sit down. That's it. Now, take your slippers. Oh, I'll be right back. I'll put some water on the boy.